has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Twitter Tuesday. And tonight, we're playing Darkest Dungeon. For those unfamiliar, it is it's best explained as it's played. And we'll play with all the DLCs on. And in we go.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
With the stagecoach destroyed and the caretaker gone, you will have to make your journey to the hamlet on foot. Alright. We have two characters right now. We have a Reynald and Dismas. Reynald is a crusader, Dismas is a highwayman. This is our map. This is the overall party inventory, equipment down here. These are our abilities. And the order we are in is of considerable importance. And up on top is the light of our torches. The darker it gets, the more treasure you find, but the more dangerous the enemies get. So we tell it that we want to move here.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
And various events can occur to us along the path to the next area.
Fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Alright, so we have a brigand cutthroat, and Dismas came up first. At his current position in the lineup, he can do Open Vein, which is a melee attack, causes some bleed and does some damage. It also slows the target down. He can also do Grape Shot Blast, which you can see here says the two buttons, or the two gold icons on the left symbolize he can use it in the two spots in the middle of the formation, and he hits the first 3 spots of the opposing formation. Where you see Open Vein, he can be in the front 3 spots, and he can hit one of the front 2. So since we only have one enemy, we're going to melee attack. He resisted the bleed, but he did have his speed reduced. Now, Reynald, being a Crusader, all of his abilities function here in the front. So he has Smite, which is his melee attack. He has Zealous Accusation, which hits the first 2 enemies. He has Stunning Blow, which will stun the enemy, and Bulwark of Faith, which will buff his defenses. We will smite.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And we've received 500 gold. And we proceed. And sometimes you'll find treasure. Now, whichever character you have selected is the one who is going to loot this. And it gives you the option of using an item. Like, say you were trying to loot a chest, you could use a key or something like that. But this is just a 10, so.
Leave nothing unchecked.
And we get a citrine, which is
There
worth
is much
gold
to be
and more
found
gold.
in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Alright, this guy up here is big. He takes up both the first 2 positions in the formation. But Grape Shot Blast can hit both of them. Zealous Accusation, however, can only hit this guy. Okay, there's another mechanic that needs to be explained. The red bars are their health bars. The bars underneath are their stress. When the stress bar fills up the first time, they will be challenged. And they will either have a mental breakdown or a courageous moment. If the stress reaches 200, or as the bar fills up twice, they die. So, gonna do pistol shot this time. See if we can kill this guy. Almost got it. As you see, Reynald has bleed on him now. And those right there, those are stress going up.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Another important mechanic. When an enemy dies, they leave a corpse behind. The corpse will still fill up their spot in the alignment. You'll have to either destroy the corpse in some way or move enemies around. moving things around in the formation is an important mechanic, but neither of these guys can do it. So,
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
if you kill them with a critical hit, there is no
Trifling
corpse.
victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And we get a sapphire, which is worth a lot. We get 2 deeds and 4 crests and more gold. Now, at this point, we can leave. But there's this chest right here. Now, I happen to know, in fact, the game practically tells you, yeah, it's the bandit's trapped chest. You can open it, but it's going to hurt you. And I don't think you get anything out of it. So we're going to ignore it. And your heirlooms are used to upgrade things. So we collected 2 food because we didn't use the food that we had. And a bunch of gold here. I don't think you get to keep the food. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it's doing here. It's just adding up the price of all this stuff and saying that's how much gold you collected. So. Alright, they each leveled up to level 1, which means something has happened to their personality or their traits. Reynald has developed scattering, which means he does reduced damage with his ranged skills. Red is bad. Dismas gets on guard, which means he's faster on the first round and he dodges more. That's very good. Particularly once he gets a few
Welcome
levels up.
home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright, so we have these 2. The word hero isn't the correct term to use in this game. And the hamlet here has various buildings you can access that do various things.
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
It's the nomad wagon where you can buy relics and things. You can upgrade it so it has more trinkets to choose from and reduces their cost. There's also this here, which will swoop over to the jeweler, who deals with one of the DLCs. Guys, we don't have any of this stuff. We can't buy any of this stuff. We have the Ancestors' Memories, which lets us
In time, you will
review
know the
any of
tragic
the
extent of
cutscenes or
my
whatever.
failings.
And as you can see, it goes in and tells us what all the cutscenes are. There are quite a few. It's the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Any heroes who die go here.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
And the stagecoach is where you recruit more heroes. Now, you always start with Reynald and Dismas. They're always the first 2. And I think that there's always a Plague Doctor and a Vestal here at the end of the first quest. And
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
they cost nothing to recruit. That is an important mechanic in the game. Now, if you feel like you want to play that way, the game is actually designed such that you basically use up and throw these guys out. As they cost nothing to recruit, but you can only have so many at any given time. So if one of them gets too crazy or too stressed or whatever, you can just throw them out. I don't really like to play that way, but I've also never won this game either, so... So at the moment we can afford... Actually, we can afford a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of heirlooms. So we don't need to increase the roster size because we only have 4 guys right now. We would like to increase this twice.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
After this quest, there will be 4 here, which will allow us to recruit an entire another party and hopefully run a mission with them too. Then we have the various... Oh, we haven't actually unlocked any of these yet, so I'll talk about them when we unlock them. All right, we do need to look at our guys though. Okay, he has plague grenade, blinding gas, incision, and emboldening vapors. Okay. All of these are good. And every one of his abilities can be used in the 3rd position. So he's in a good spot. And we'll see he has Ruins Explorer, which reduces his stress in the ruins and increases his scouting chance in the cove. And he's afraid of humans. So he takes more stress when we're fighting humans, and he's less accurate against them. We also have our camping skills, which won't be important until a little bit later, but sometimes missions are long enough that you have to camp, and when you camp, you get to use these. Okay, and our Vestal. Yeah, our Vestal's at a little bit of a disadvantage because her best position is also the 3rd position. See, Dazzling Light, that'll work anywhere. Divine Grace will work anywhere. Divine Comfort will work anywhere. Illumination only works in the front 3 spots, which will be important probably in the future, but probably not right now. It's an ability that will increase our torch output, which is nice. It can also break stealth. Quick draw, she's fast on the first round. Increased scouting in the ruins. Experiences religious visions and delusions. This will cause events to occur, either in town or on missions. I'm not sure which. And Nervous Bleeder, she will have reduced accuracy when she has bleed on her. Of course, we've already looked at Reynald and Dismas and their abilities. Of course, we should look at their quirks. Reynald is a warrior of light, so he has increased damage when the torch is bright, and he has a lot of negatives. He will only pray for stress relief. That happens in one of the other buildings over there that we haven't unlocked yet. He's prone to stealing things. When we're walking in the dungeon and we pass one of those lootable things that we mentioned earlier, sometimes Reynald will just take it. So, and then of course the scattering is the one he just got a minute ago. And Dismas has a reduction in, or he is more resistant to stuns. He's fast, and the new ability he just got. He's also a known cheat, so he can't gamble. All right, and we shall embark.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
And now we drag these guys down here and fill out the party, which has been given the name The Usual Suspects. And we have 2 quests available for us. This level 1 apprentice quest, which is to go to the ruins and explore 90% of the rooms. There's also the final mission in the game, or well, actually it's not the final mission, but it's one of the end missions. As you see, it's a level 6 quest. and they will not let you go on this one. As you can see, they're freaking out just from the idea of it. Which is fine, because we die if we win. So, this mission offers us 3,000 gold, 4 crests, and a stun stone. So, we will now provision the party.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Okay. So, the game's starting them off with a bottle of holy water and a bottle of antivenom. Now, depending on how long the mission lasts, we will need food. It's almost always good to bring some food. Eight is probably enough. I usually bring 12 just in case. Usually good to bring a shovel or two. I like to bring a shovel, a key, and then we need some torches. 6. Now, we're probably not going to use the anti-venom. There aren't a lot of enemies in the ruins that do poisons. There are some that do bleeds. We could bring bandages. I'm not sure if I've ever found the use for medicinal herbs. And laudanum is supposed to work on stress. I'm not sure I've ever managed to get it to work. And I don't know what shard dust is. So, this should be enough. Alright. We've arrived in the ruins. This is our map for this mission. So, gotta go here. And we also need to be on the lookout because there can be traps. We found a torch. Unless things get nuts, I'm probably just going to let the torch dim down on this mission. Okay, we have a chest, and we have 2 skeletons. Or bone rabble, as they're called. Now, of course, they are skeletons, so they have 200% resistance to bleed, meaning bleed doesn't do anything to them. So we might as well just grape shot blast and hit both of them. Now we'll do dazzling light and blast the one to the right. It stunned him. Now, both of these abilities here can only hit enemies in the back 2 slots. That's why he can't use these. So we will just stab.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And smite.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
This is an unlocked strongbox. Now, it's possible it has a hidden compartment, which we could use the key to open up. But I think since it says unlocked, there won't be one. So we will just open the chest.
Wealth
And
beyond
we get
measure,
a shovel, some gold,
awarded to the brave
and some
and the
busts.
foolhardy alike.
Alright, back to the map. And now we're going here. See this thing here? This is why we bring shovels.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Being a pile of rubble and corpses, it's stressful to clear those with your bare hands. Alright, we got a bone soldier, a bone rabble, and a cultist acolyte. Again, great shot blast, because we can hit all 3 of them. And try to stun the acolyte. Good. And stab.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, we can probably kill this skeleton, or we can use Zealous Accusation to hit both the skeleton and the corpse. It killed the skeleton and it destroyed the corpse, which has moved the Acolyte into attack range. And Dismas missed. Oh, Dazzling Light also increases the torch. Reynald just missed a stunned enemy.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Yeah. Through the door. You can see we're now on level 3 of the torch, which, as you see, increases the amount of stress you take, increases monster accuracy and damage, increases monster crits, and increases the chance of being surprised, but gives you more loot, increases your crits, and also gives you a chance of surprising the enemies. And you see there was nothing in this room. Now we have just completed a scouting, which means we can see what's coming up on the map. So we have a piece of treasure here. There's a curio in this room. Okay, I should say a curio is something that's lootable. A treasure is a chest, I believe. So we're gonna go this way. Now you can always double back. It's a pack. Gives us a key and a jade. We've now entered this level here, which is even more stress and a whole lot of stuff. But we now get even more loot. That's a big chest. And they were surprised, so that means they're stunned for the first round. And usually enemies who are stunned can't be re-stunned. It's not that it's impossible, it's just that the chance is much lower. Okay, this guy in front has bleed on him, so he died.
5 inches.
Also, if they die to bleed or poison, they don't leave a corpse. And you saw that enemy used Eldritch Push, just used it again, and it shoved us back 2 spots. As I told you, that position in the party was very important. This is one of those cases. And we're going to just use Emboldening Vapors on Reynald. We'll just heal the party. And Reynald kills them
Continue
both.
the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Alright, now we can reposition our party back the way they're supposed to be. Oh. There we go. Heirloom chest. Doesn't say anything about being locked or unlocked, so we're going to use a key. Key unlocks a hidden compartment,
Packs laden with
so we get
loot
all this stuff.
are often low on supplies.
Let's see, we have a Blight Charm. Probably not going to use that charm, but we might. And we're scouting again. Scouting is a random chance. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Now, that's a trap, that's a trap. I think what I'm going to do here, instead of going over here to this room, I'm going to double back And the issue with doubling back is it burns torch, and you spend more time here, which increases the stress you take. And see, Reynald just stole whatever is in this chest. And it's his. You don't get it.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
And the torch is now burnt out, which increases the loot even more and increases our chance of crit, but more stress, more of everything. This is when things get a little dangerous. All skeletons. They are susceptible to blight, though, so we're just going to blight the guy in the back. That means he will take 4 damage on his next turn. Dismas missed everybody. I'm going to try to stun him. She also missed, although it still added some light. Ow. Zealous accusation. Try to hit him this time, Dismas. There you go. Another plague grenade. Okay, this guy here should die on his next turn.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Okay, Dismas is at 0 health, but you'll note he's still alive. When somebody's at 0 health, well, let's put it this way, the first hit that takes somebody to 0 health never kills them. But after that point, any hit could kill them. It is a random chance. But we're going to heal him. Now, he was recently at death's door, so he has reduced stats for a little while.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Holy fountain. Let's give it a bottle of holy water. Probably should have let Dismas do that because it would have healed him some more. Because we can't heal out of combat. Okay, I'm gonna put Dismas as my selected character, and we're gonna keep an eye
Terrors may indeed
on the
stalk
floor.
these shadows, but yonder, a
See?
glint of gold.
That's a trap. Dismas successfully disarmed it. Good job, Dismas. Okay, we have found a vial of the blood. This is useful when we start having vampire infected characters. But we don't have enough room for it, so what we're going to do is we're going to use that torch. And now, everyone's hungry. This is why we bring food. So we eat food, everybody will gain a little bit of health, and everybody's happy. And proceed. Now, we've explored 90% of the rooms. But there's battle and treasure in here. So I'm gonna risk it, and we're gonna go try to get the treasure.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
The question is what torch level do I want to go in at? Because there's a possibility we go through this door and we get surprised. Nah, I'm going through in the dark. Alright, grape shot blast, and he missed again. Alright, we want to put a stun on that guy, I think. He resisted it. That's why that causes a lot of stress. And Plague Grenade hit both of them. They're both blighted, which is good. I actually probably should have had her heal, but...
Dazed, reeling,
Ow.
about to break.
He didn't die. Dismas missed again. Another plague grenade. Okay, both of them should die next turn. Yeah. Dismas has been stunned and knocked back.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Hey, we won.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Excellent advice.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Okay, we don't have enough space for this stuff, so we can decide what we want to throw out. And I'm going to discard the extra food. And we've now explored everything, and we can leave. Alright. Reynald. He gets egomania, which means he is obsessed with himself. And stout, which means he gets more healing when we're camping. Dismas gets necromania, which means he's fascinated by corpses. That means that when we're walking through, if we come across a pile of corpses or something dead, he's probably the one that's going to try to investigate it, and he could mess himself up doing it. He does extra damage when he's at max health. And she got no perk.
The tents are pitched, banners fly, and the corpse wagons stand at the ready. The circus has come to town.
I think the circus is some kind of PvP thing, which I don't care about. Okay, we have the tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
As we can see, Birgit here is pretty stressed. So we will let him gamble. Says Dismas can't. And before we allow her to do anything, let's take a look at our stagecoach here. All right, we get a man-at-arms.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
We have another highwayman.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
An abomination.
Tortured and reclusive. This man is more dangerous than he seems.
And a Hellion. Which it apparently did not have anything to say about. Alright. He needs to be in one of the front two. He's kind of a tank melee type character. And slow speed and dodge. Good on the first round. He's very good on the first round. Interesting that he has all of his abilities unlocked. Alright, this is not a particularly good highwayman. Yeah, then we have the sanitarium, which we still can't unlock, but it'll let us remove some of the negative effects.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
And we're gonna let Aubert let her pray to relieve some stress. Reynald and Dismas are technically good to go because their stress is still low. But we've got a whole nother party. We're gonna send them out. Okay. Don't want to do that. Bunch of relics for classes we don't have yet. First, before we leave, we should also check and see what we can upgrade over here. Alright, upgrade the roster size
More
once.
arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
We can upgrade all of these.
Manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the threshold with coin in hand.
And we can do one other, but we're not going to do it right now. Save our stuff. Okay. Remove them. Put him there. Put him there. And I think we're going to go complete 100% of the room battles, explore 90% of the rooms, or 100% of the room battles. We're going to do the exploration. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do one of the ones that says medium length over here, because that means you're probably going to have to camp on this mission. Provision. So last time we went on one of these, we needed 4 food total. So we're going to take 8. 1 shovel, 1 key. And with this group here, I'm probably going to try to keep the torch up, so we'll bring 8 torches. And holy water too, just in case.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
All right, this is a bad map for an exploration mission because, as you can see, we have to do a double back on us. So we're going to start by going this way. Nothing in here. We proceed. Okay. Oh, I've never noticed that it tells us what level they have to disarm. So, it's an 80% chance. He pulled it off. Volbadon is his name. Okay, the Abomination, he can either fight in this form or he can transform into an Abomination. He's very powerful in Abomination form, but he causes stress to the rest of the heroes when he does it. So I think we're just going to do this and try to hit the two in the middle with it. Alright, we're going to set Retribution. Yeah, Retribution lets him hit one of the enemies, and then if anybody attacks him, he can hit them back. He's also marked himself, which makes him more likely to get hit.
A powerful blow.
Hellions are very powerful, but they require a lot of moving around. Which is why usually when I run Hellions, I want two of them. See, like there, one of them hit him and he hit him back.
Another one falls.
Did it again and killed him. Blight dropped that guy.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Use the check, use the key, get more stuff. Alright, now we double back this way. Oh yeah, we want to swap the Hellion back where she was. As when I have Hellions, I like to have two, so that one turn, one of them can charge forward, or whichever one of them comes up first can charge forward, and then the next one that comes up will be in the correct position to charge forward themselves. Lets you do a lot of group hits. And we may not have enough food on this mission, since they decided they wanted to eat much earlier than the other group did. Alright, we're going to Replenish the torch and proceed. The knowledge within forever changes the hero. He got quick reflexes out of that. That's nice. +2 speed. Often it's something much worse than that.
Back to the pit.
Well done. And good moves like that can encourage the entire party. Bad moves can also discourage the entire party. His resolve is tested, and he has become paranoid.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
So yeah, he's not in a good space, and won't be for the rest of the run.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving. Executed with impunity. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And see, he's paranoid, so he doesn't trust me. I want to move Dismas back here, and he wouldn't let me that time. Because why would you want me? Why would you want to move me up? Let me stay back here. And holy water in the fountain. Again, probably should have used that on the abomination. Okay, we are going to not go this way. There's a curio, which don't want to miss, but if we go all the way this way, we'll be done.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
And as we've already mentioned, we may not have enough food for this. So. And we're gonna have a fight in this room. Well, you're already stressed out, so look in the earth.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Alright, retribution.
A singular
him.
strike.
It's important to note we don't have a healer in this group. Missed.
Destroyed.
And I think he might have skipped his turn. Because that's another thing they can do.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Remember how I said he's not a very good highwayman? He's doing a pretty good job so far.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Of course, both of them have bleed on them still, which means they're going to continue to take damage. At least until a turn has passed. Alright, we don't know what's in this hallway, so we need to be on the lookout for traps.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
More light.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Combat. But we surprised them because we have high light. That's one of the main things there. When you have somebody who has become afflicted, they are much more likely to try to stress out the rest of the party too.
Be gone, fiend.
Nice hit.
This expedition at least promises success.
Let's swap around again. No combat in here. We have a box. 4 heirlooms, which we will happily take. And there was a trap that we didn't see. Alright. Use the rest of our torches to get our light as high as we can. And in the room we go. Nothing to fight here. We have completed the adventure. Return to the hamlet.
The shifted corridors and sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
Alright. He's obsessed with food, which probably means he's going to try to eat more, but he does better in the cove. And he has a higher chance of scouting in the warrens. Okay.
Though long years may seek to separate them, action and consequence will invariably have their dreadful reunion.
Okay, we can now access the blacksmith.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
Which lets us upgrade the equipment of various characters. Like, say, I drag Reynald over here. Of course, this place hasn't been upgraded at all, so can't upgrade anything. And we can't afford it. But we can reduce the price.
In the end,
So we'll do that.
every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel. Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
And the guild is where you can control your character's skills. And this would let us increase the upgrade level of skills, which is good. Like I said, we bring Reynald over here. We can upgrade, say, Zealous Accusation and Smite. Or drag Dismas over here and upgrade Grape Shot Blast. Which, as you see, the new version has a higher chance of crit, and crits do more damage. Well, actually, it has a higher chance. It gives a worse buff or worse debuff on enemies. It also has higher accuracy, same damage, and better crit. So we'll definitely take that. Which you could also unlock skills that they don't currently have. Now, they can only have, I think, 4 skills active at any given time, but they can swap them out. Like, say, this. Say I had no interest in this, I could remove this and turn on point blank shot or wicked slice. All right, do you have any limitations? No. Well, you need a drink. That's what you need. Everyone else is pretty well in good shape. What do we have in the stagecoach? Okay. I like Hellions. We'll get another Hellion.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And secondary healers, good to
A
have.
sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And plague doctors can be useful.
What
I'm
better
not a fan of
laboratory than the
Abomination, so I'm going to
blood-soaked
ignore him
battlefield?
for now. And we can't upgrade anything here.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Okay, when this bar fills up, you will gain access to a boss fight in this region. Every region has its own boss, and they can be fought multiple times, more difficult each time. So, Jester. Okay, in the original game, there was Ruins, Warrens, Weald, Cove. And then the Darkest Dungeon. The Courtyard was added in the Vampire DLC, and the Farmstead was added in kind of a, I guess kind of a cosmic horror DLC. So these two areas are definitely harder than these areas. trying to think of which mission I want to do. I think we're going to do this one. And we're going to bring Reynald. We're going to bring Dismas. You are an inferior Vestal. But we're going to bring both of them. All right. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I'm going to see if we could push forward to get to the first boss. That's probably a bad
The
decision,
fiends
but
must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
okay, we must complete 100% of the room battles. Which means we have to go here, we have to go here. And there. The books could change someone forever. I'm going to let the Plague Doctor look. He is now ascetic, which is negative. He receives reduced healing when he just receives reduced healing, which is bad. Combat.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Bonus food.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Okay, they did not get stunned this time. and Dismas missed. It might be worth using binding gas. See if we can put these two to sleep for a turn. And it worked. Dismas, you're bringing shame to us, buddy.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
They've got a madman with them now. That feels like a bad thing. I'm not sure I've ever seen one of them before. Lots of stress. Stress is bad.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
All right.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And now he is masochistic.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And now we head down this way. Yeah, I know the trap is there. 60, 90, 45. Dismas, disarm.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
You're missing a lot with that, Dismas. I don't like it.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Ow. Need to heal Dismas. Ah, he actually hit them. Good job.
Another one falls. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And we win. And we will leave.
More bones return to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
It should be mentioned that each one of the regions has a heirloom they specialize in. That's a very good one. Those aren't too bad. Kind of not ideal for your healer to have a spell that makes them receive less healing, but could be worse. It could be one of the tanks.
She has paid dearly for her freedom. And deserves better than this place. Shifting, swaying. She mesmerizes her prey before the final strike.
Oh, this is a shield breaker, not a Hellion. But they also serve pretty well in the similar position. Impale is nice. Or that's Pierce. This is Impale. So yeah, I can put her on the front line. She can do Impale, hit all the enemies. She falls back. On the next turn, she can do Pierce to hit whichever enemy is the strongest or the weakest. Moves back up. Repeat. All right, what do we got here? All right, we can get a leper, a jester, or a grave robber. Lepers are good tanks and frontline DPS. So, yeah, we'll take one of those.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
Alright, you. That sanitarium lets you remove negative quirks, but it's expensive. You, sir, are gonna need some meditation in your future. And we've reached the first boss. Kill the Necromancer's apprentice. I think I'm going to move Dismas back. Put our original Vestal in here. And bring the shield breaker along. Although I'm going to want to upgrade some skills first. And upgrade that. And you. Although you're level 0, so you can't upgrade anything anyway. Alright, we're gonna try this. Alright, since we're gonna have to camp, we're probably gonna need more food. So I'm gonna bring a full 20 food. 2 shovels, 2 keys, holy water, and 12 torches. Yeah.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat? A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
As you see, big map. I can go this way. And Dismas missed again.
The light, the promise of safety. Mortality clarified in a single strike.
And things have started very poorly. Alright. Let's see. Got enough damage to kill this one whether we crit or not.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Now they can do impale. Heal the whole party. Zealot's
Press
accusation.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh, we have another madman. Stunned him. Good.
Decimated.
Excellent.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And now Renal can smite that
Their
guy out of
formation
existence.
is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, no combat in here. Sadly, no scouting. Now we actually have this was a confessional. So her obsession with religious visions and delusions, she had to investigate it. And took some stress because of it.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Fighters. Assuming we can hit our targets, spiders aren't too bad.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
That's bad. That's very bad.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Back to the pit.
They're small creatures, so they don't leave corpses behind.
Another one falls.
And they have low health.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
E. Okay, still no scouting occurring, so we shall press on. Zoophobia. Plus 20% stress when fighting beasts.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Uh-oh, we got surprised, which randomizes the assortment of our team, which is not great. Probably best for Dismas to go ahead and jump back. She can't do anything, so have her jump back too. Can't do anything. Jump forward. Okay. Yeah.
Be gone, fiend.
Very important that you heal the party right now.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Okay, gonna move Dismas up. Heal the party again.
The flesh is knit.
When you see that little golden halo appear, that means their stress went down. Critical heals tend to do that.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall. Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Hey. We press on.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Ah. You can sometimes see the traps before they spawn, but before they hit, but not always.
In Radiance, may we find victory. As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, we need to free up a slot. Which we're going to do by tossing out the citrine.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Nice. Need to eat. So we eat.
Masterfully executed.
Obliterated.
Impressive.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, there's the boss room there. And we don't have any more keys. Okay, we should make camp here.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
And we can heal heavily. And now we have 12 time that we can spend here. So she can heal somebody. Can reduce our stress. Yeah, we will pray. Dismas prevents a nighttime ambush. Absolutely. He will do a rousing speech. And now we rest.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born. Moans and cries, lost in the darkness.
This is not a nighttime ambush. The shield breaker is scarred from past trauma. She must navigate a series of 7 flashback battles while camping. 1 battle per camp. Once those battles are completed, she can camp peacefully forever. Note, the 7 flashbacks are shared across the whole shield breaker class. You don't have to do 7 battles for each shield breaker recruit. Okay. I've never seen this before.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Oh, we have an anti-venom. Okay, expose the snake. Alright, they have considerable amounts of health. Let's hit them with the sword. One snake down. Second snake down.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I am a beautiful thing, they say. Flawless as the sea of dunes. Graceful as the desert wind, captivating as a shivering mirage. They stare, they linger, they watch me without blinking. Okay, that's nice. Don't care about the medicinal herbs. Okay, this will increase blight skill chance, but reduce blight resist. That's fine. And it will take the journal page. Yeah, it would have been nice not to take that much damage and stress after our nap, but oh well.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Hey. Going to let her eat some more of the food to heal, at least a little bit. And I want her on the front line so she can do impale on her first round. So, in we go.
Towering, Fierce.
And we have
terrible,
met the Necromancer
nightmare-made
Apprentice.
material.
Bleed. And the damage over time spells are some of the best stuff you can get. Particularly if you get a bunch of guys that can do the same one, because the damage stacks. Like every time he applies bleed, it's 2 damage per turn for 2 turns. So it does 2 damage per turn for 2 turns. If the next turn he hits him again, it now does 4 damage per turn for 2 turns. And then it will do 6, and then it will do 8, and so on and so forth, assuming you can keep stacking it. And each time you fail to stun something, assuming they're not stun immune, then it will increase your chance to stun them. Right now, this stun will not succeed, because you can see 125% stun resistance. Six damage per turn for 2 turns. Better do some healing for the shield breaker. Of course, the Necromancer gets to go first, which is going to hurt her considerably.
And now the true
She is
test.
now at death's door.
Hold fast, or expire.
All right, Grape Shot Blast time. Okay, the Necromancer should die on their next
With
turn.
no living sinew to actuate them, will these walking
And we now win.
bones finally fail?
Okay, we have Abominations. We don't have any Hound Masters. But, we can drop our remaining torches and grab that, just so we have it whenever. And we may now return to the hammer. So, Reynald and Dismas are now level 2. Excellent. Plus 15% damage versus Eldritch, minus 15 stress versus Eldritch. That is an excellent one, Dismas. Also good. Not great for you, Reynold, but it'll be useful sometimes.
Awash in blood and delusion, he bears the burden of 1,000 lifetimes.
And this is... Flagellant. I don't have room for him, so we're going to ignore him for now.
At home in wild places, she is a stalwart survivor and a strict instructor.
This is where you level camping skills. Let's see, to increase this we need 8 deeds. So we can actually do... Actually, I thought we could. Maybe we can't. Ah, there it is. Okay, we want to turn busts into deeds. Think. No, that is not what we want to do. Okay, now I have 8 deeds. Come over here, we can increase the size.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
Okay, we can now grab this flagellant.
There is power in the blood for those with the fortitude to pay the price.
And let's see, we've got another Vestal. Not a great one. I've never had a lot of success with bounty hunters, but I think I've heard they're good. So
The
take
thrill
him.
of the hunt. The promise of payment.
Take the Houndmaster too. Houndmasters have good
Lawman and
AoE
his
if I remember
faithful
correctly.
beast, a bond forged by battle and bloodshed.
And we'll leave them here. And we need 8 deeds still. Be it upgrading of our weapons. Oh yes, and this.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
Okay, we definitely don't want to run that as a veteran level 3. I think we will journey into the Weald. All right, we're gonna leave the shield breaker behind. She's a little stressed out. So is Dismas, really. Alright, let's take a look at the flagellant here. Okay, he wants to be in one of the front 2 spots, so we'll put him there. He also wants to be in one of the front 2, so we won't bring him. We'll bring the Houndmaster and put him in position 3. Alright, so we'll take 12 food, 2 shovels, a key. Being the Weald, I believe there is poison here, so we're going to bring 2 anti-venom. And 8 torches. Embark.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Okay, must complete 100% of the room battles. Glad we
Nature
brought
herself,
a shovel.
victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
This is going to be a Reynold doesn't get to do anything fight.
is the weapon that cuts on its own.
A death by inches.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
There we go. Reynold got to do some work. Uh-oh. It would appear we missed something back there.
Cruel machinations spring to life. With a
We will need to
singular
turn around and go
purpose.
back. You should never back up. Backing up is bad. Okay. Torch. Go back this way. Oh,
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Photomania. Okay. Actually reminds me, I need to boost the torch because we're about to be in a fight.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Spiders.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Ow.
Inspiration and improvement.
Well, everything's deciding to dodge right now, which is bad.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
He can heal himself. Although I couldn't, apparently I didn't read that correctly because he didn't heal himself. Still alive though.
Executed with impunity.
Okay. Heal him.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright, anti-venom. Precise striker. Okay. I will happily take that. Alright, gonna be a battle here. Another torch. In we go.
Masterfully executed.
That was a good hit.
Grievous injury.
Ow.
Palpable fear. The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Ow.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, we don't know which of the two ways to go, so we're gonna go up. Okay, we got a battle down there, and we got a battle up here, so we have to go both directions. Uh-oh, that was our last shot.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born. Confusion, nerves, and panic. A hand's breadth from becoming unwound. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Ah. If he hits with the attack, he heals. Rapturous. I don't know what that one
Behold.
does.
The abyss is made manifest.
I really don't know what any of them do. He just rejected a heal,
Continually
which is something they can do.
Destroy them all. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Uh-oh. A new battle has just appeared. Grubs. Or maggots.
Back to the pit.
He just did an
Another
insane
abomination
little sermon and
cleansed
it
from our
stressed out
lands.
everybody else. Alright, now we gotta go this way. More maggots.
Be gone, fiend. Another one falls. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
We are out of shovels, so clear the path.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
As you can see, that was very stressful.
A devastating blow. A dizzying blow to body and brain.
And now he is irrational. There's no telling what he's going to do. Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands?
A decisive pummeling.
Soothed. Sedated.
Reynald keeps denying being, or refusing to be healed, which is bad. He's gonna be at death's door his next turn. Well, no. But soon. If he could hit the enemies, that would be helpful. Okay, he accepted the heal that time.
Sedated.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
And we win. Return to the hamlet.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
Consumed with thoughts of inadequacy. Now Mustel's gonna steal stuff too. You've been learning stuff from Reynald.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Alright, Reynald. He will only pray for stress relief. So that means he has to go to the Abbey. And we got a problem because the caretaker is currently praying.
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some, a tonic against the bloodshed.
There. Now we can have two people praying at the same time. Okay, and you. Do you have any... You. Oh, he can only flagellate himself because he's a flagellator. or flagellant. So, yeah, he has to do this. Okay, you're also pretty messed up. You don't really have any, you don't really care where you go though, so you're drinking. Alright, we got a second Crusader. But for now, I think not. But guys, I believe that's probably where I'm going to need to call the stream for tonight, because I am abnormally sleepy for a Tuesday. But I should be back tomorrow. So until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.